yard right here. And right now it's set for chill mode, which has a slow startup and slow progressive slow down. The reason for that is because when you first put this thing on, it'll torque you right out of the seat if you're not careful. So I'm gonna turn it on. So it's armed. I didn't have to warm it up or let my exhaust heat up or anything. I'm ready to go. What's that?
How close did you get to full power?
I just went to full power at the end.
At the very end when you couldn't push you over.
What happens though is because it's on chill mode, not only does it progress slowly, like I didn't match it, but it'll progress slowly, but it'll also degress or unpower slowly. So if it starts to push me out of my comfort zone, it'll take a while to wind down. So there's this funny thing where it's a good thing, but it's not so good. Yeah, well the propeller still makes noise, but yeah, it's definitely quieter. And when I go to idle, this is what it sounds like. That's the beauty, right? There's no in my ear, right?
And where's the wing attached?
Right here.
I wonder if they went like
Same as any other.
Like a 4 or 5 blade prop, because you know that's what they do a lot of times to quiet things down.
Yeah, so there's a version of this with a 4-blade prop that came out first, but it sounds like an angry hornet nest because they're small and they're much higher pitch.
Okay.
So this one's more, I guess, pleasing to the ear because it's a lower frequency.
I think it would be silent if you didn't have the prop noise.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy cool.
Yeah, it's very quiet. And it's also got cruise control, so I can set it in the air. Watch this. I can set it. That'll set if I get to level flight, I can set that and just leave it alone.
That's your cruise control.
Yeah, and as long as that's like with my wing, my cruise control is about maybe 4 kilowatts, maybe a little less draw, which means I can go for an hour, right? Because it's a 4 kilowatt battery, but it'll be a little less than that, just because my takeoff and it has a BMS in it that'll cut off the power before it gets all the way depleted, protects the batteries, all that good stuff.
What model is this again? I'm doing my secretarial duties here.
Sure, this is an SP140.
SP140.
140 because it's got a 140 centimeter prop. I don't know what the SP stands for, to be honest, but OpenPPG is the manufacturer. OpenPPG.
Oh, OpenPPG. Oh.
Yeah.
And how does the price for the whole setup compare to like one of your other gas-powered units?
Slightly less, but you got to remember you're getting half the power. So I paid a little over $7,000 for this, whereas the comparable unit to this with the power is probably going to be about $10,000, but it's going to go for 2 hours or more.
And you'd say the comparable being what, the Moster? Would that be, or something else?
This one's got more power than the Moster, so this is probably more like the Polini 202.
So when you say power, you're not talking about longevity. You're talking about how fast it spins.
Yeah, okay. and the thrust it'll get me off the ground easy, right?
Yeah, that's amazing.
And so as battery technology improves, right?
Yeah,
You just swap out the battery, you get a longer life. That's my hope.
And in the air, other than the noise, can you tell any difference in flying or handling or?
No, most of the difference that I feel is just because the seat's different. But if you can put this seat on my other gas motor, I would probably feel the same way.
Okay.
The torque is a little more. If I really mash it, I'd take it out of chill mode and mash it, I can definitely feel the torque a lot more. But other than that, everything's the same.
I'm sure
When
you've
you're
answered
taking
this question, but weight-wise compared to gas-powered,
So it's the same amount of weight as my other gas-powered, full of 3 gallons of fuel. The only problem with this one is as you fly, you're not burning fuel. The cells don't, they don't get any lighter.
You don't lose any weight.
So you're coming down with 80
Just
pounds.
energy.
Yeah. So that's the challenge, is you come down with the same amount of weight. That's the thing that all of us PPG guys do. We only want to put enough fuel to give us 10 minutes more of flight time. So if we're flying and the sun's coming down, we're going to go, I got about a half a tank, that's all I need, right? Because you don't want to carry 6 gallons or 6 pounds per gallon needlessly, right?
Right. It looks like this with the battery up there, as opposed to the fuel tank, that your center of gravity is higher, and that would, is that more comfortable, is easier, is it, or just different?
It's more comfortable. It's not so much that it's higher. See, most of your weight on your gas powered is the motor, and the motor sticks back, right? This one's got a motor that sticks back, but it's not that heavy. So the battery itself being centered, this feels lighter than my other one full of fuel.
Oh,
because it's not pulling me
pulling
back.
you back, sure.
It's got a center of gravity that's closer to my back.
When
It's
you-
very comfortable.
When you attach the wing, I was wondering how the cords stay out of the way. I guess because the wing is what the cords go way out this way, away
No,
from the...
so the wing goes back behind you, and the cords come up here, and you always
the cords
put them
go up underneath.
underneath, but you always cradle them underneath you, over your arms, and you hold them in your hands. So when you're running, you're actually running with your arms like this. So that's what the reason for the hoop is, that the cords come over the hoop. Same as any other PPG. That's not different with the electric.
Yeah, but I just didn't know how the PPG worked at all.
Yeah. So,
I interrupt you a minute.
Yeah.
I just received a text from Matt. He asked if his motorcycle and the Prius parked over on the field. Whose,
Oh, he's
whose
watching
motorcycle?
on his camera.
You move it, please. Whose Prius?
Mine, I guess.
Yours? Oh, hi, Tom. Yeah, if you could park them over on the field.